So why you need so many knives?
Yeah.
Maar do you actually need so many knives, or was it just a clickbait title?
Mikkie, that's always the thing. Like people ask us, why do you need so many knives? My mother asks me. My mother.
We're gonna tell you what you need to know about knives, what knives are for you, and I think we're gonna save you a lot of money if you watch this video.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So we spend money, so they can save money.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
you then also know what knife to pick and what knives to not pick.
This part of the video is sponsored by We Knives and Civivi. We all love mystery boxes, the feeling you might be able to get an amazing deal on something special. We Knives got you covered. Meet the Baloo Mystery Box. With each We Knife Baloo purchased, you will receive a randomly selected free mystery We or Civivi knife packaged inside the box with a value between $75 and $270. The Baloo features a stylish design, CPM 20CV super steel, titanium skills and a nested frame lock. Okay, let's see what we've got. We have not seen the inside yet. Okay, so we've got the Baloo. The Baloo.
And now for the mystery knife.
The Cogent. We got the Cogent. Get the Baloo mystery box now through the link in the description.
So,
okay,
let's start with our journey, Maarten. Because
yeah,
obviously we also started in like these second-hand shops and these, what are they called? The surplus stores.
Yeah.
And just buying these generic knives with shit steels made in China, etc. And we still got those knives.
Yeah.
And if I didn't forget my bag of knives at home, I would have them with me here. Yeah.
Mikkie, for me, actually, the biggest reason why I got into buying multiple knives is steel.
Yeah.
Because when I first started looking for knives, I thought, why is one knife more expensive than the other? I mean, steel is steel, right?
Yeah.
And that's when we found out like there are thousands of knife steels.
And with what knife, can you remember with what knife that was?
Like that I first started finding out about steels.
Yeah, and also that differentiated the knife, a good knife with a bad one.
Yeah, for me, I think that was the...
No, it's wrong!
Why?
It was the K-Bar USMC.
Like the fake one.
You know, it was the real one that we saw for the first time. And then we saw that it had a HRC in the steel.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the hardness.
Yeah, it was 1095 steel.
Yeah, but this is all the research that you did, because you told me about this. Like, Mart, there are steels. There are different steels, and you have to look for a good steel to buy a good knife.
Yeah, and then I was on the USMC until we bought our first real good knife, and that was
the Velknieven. And I've got mine here, the A1, the classic A1 that was my first quality knife.
Yeah.
And actually, when we bought this, we thought like it could chop through steel and cut branches this thick with one swing. Of course, it was a dream.
Yeah. This already is a reason why you have a lot of knives now.
Yeah.
At this point already.
Yeah.
Because when you bought the Velknieven A1, you already had like 4 crab knives.
Yeah.
A folding knife, a Victorian. So you probably already had like 6, 7 knives. A machete you already had before you bought this.
Yeah, this feels like my first knife because it's the first real knife.
Yeah. So if we take this as a starting point,
Yeah.
why wasn't this your last knife?
At that point, when you told me there are multiple steels, I just got really curious to see like if this steel is a bit chippy.
Yeah.
And how would that other steel react to the same tasks, you know?
Yeah, but I think that is a really good point that you bring up, is that this steel wasn't the perfect steel.
No.
But we didn't immediately know that. So first we kind of bonded with these knives.
Yeah.
And in my experience, I had the Velknieven F1 in 3G steel, which was seen as a super steel.
Yeah.
And maybe still is. But I found mine to be very chippy, actually.
Yeah.
And
it was kind of a big letdown back then because it was a lot of money for us.
Yeah, and you know what? I thought knives could baton. I mean, a lot of viewers already know this story, but I thought a knife could baton through stone because you saw these knives baton through stones. And only when I got it, and with the first test that I ever did it with it, was at your parents' home. We went outside and I started to make my first feather stick, and I slipped and I hit the stone. I hit the tiles from the floor, and immediately,
you were disappointed.
I had a little chip. I was like, oh my god, my knife sucks.
Yeah.
And only then I found out that almost every knife, every knife would have this.
Yeah, and Mikkie, isn't this is the exact point where like the non-knife people, like our parents back then, you know, we always try to prevent them from cutting on steel or on a glass cutting board.
Yeah.
But if this is a good knife, it should be able to handle that, right? No. Especially a good heat-treated steel is gonna dull really quickly or chip on things like this. On ceramics.
So I would say that this could be the only knife that you have in your collection, but we really desperately wanted one of the so-called better steels.
Yeah.
And we were like, but this isn't really a carving knife.
No.
So because of the steel and because of the geometry of the knife itself, we were like, we need a knife in Scandi.
Yeah.
And we heard a lot about 01 steel. That was like the ultimate Bushcraft steel at that time. So we bought a
Enzo Trapper.
Enzo Trapper. Do you have it here?
No.
We bought the Enzo Trapper, Martin. Can you remember that?
Yeah, man, these first knives that we bought, I remember each of them because they for us back then we didn't have a lot of knives. They cost a lot of money, so I remember cycling as fast as I could to your house because you received them to unbox the Enzo Trapper.
But I think the next problem with the Enzo Trapper was that we could restore the steel really fast, but we heard
it dulled quicker than, for example, our Van.
So I think then the logical next step is to look for a knife that doesn't dull as fast, and we heard of super steels.
Yeah.
And suddenly we got a Bark River.
Yeah, and then
CPM 3V.
I do have, Mikkie, because I have my OG Aurora here.
Yeah, and I also had my Gunny in CPM 3V with me, but I left my whole bag at home.
And this is where it kind of got crazy.
Yeah.
Because CPM 3V, it got our favorite. It became our favorite steel real quick.
Yeah.
Because it had like the balance of not being too hard to sharpen.
Yeah.
Keeping a really good edge, maybe like the Falcon even had, but then also having the toughness of the 01.
Yeah.
So it was like the perfect package.
I think also
we could have stopped there, Mikkie.
Yeah, but I think that a lot of viewers kind of don't really realize how good a super steel can be if they have never expected it.
Yeah.
Or sorry, not expected, if they have never experienced it. And once you've experienced a super steel, it kind of changes your experience because of course 01 steel can do everything that you want. You cannot do anything new with CPM 3V steel that you cannot do with a cheaper steel. But you can just do the stuff that you like for longer.
Yeah, for sure.
So we were just at this point, I think we were just knife nerds. And I think that happens with a lot of people, that at this point they just become kind of obsessed in perfecting the knife because you want that Enzo Trapper with the handle of a Bark River. Yeah. And you want that steel. So suddenly you want this Bark River knife in CPM 3V steel, but with a Scandi grind and maybe a wooden handle. Yeah. And I think that is where you start searching, and maybe we were like, okay, but
Mikkie, this is also the part where we got kind of snobistic, because back in the day when we were making videos at this stage, we only wanted to cover like knives with perfect handles and super steels. There wasn't an option that we were gonna try some brand that we didn't know with a non-super steel.
No. And I think that was also kind of not long after we had our turning point, I think, that we started to broaden our horizon, I think. Because we used to only make videos about the knives that we like. Yeah. And you can only go so far, because on a certain point you arrive at like a custom knife maker like a Melanica. Yeah. Which just makes a knife that is just a beautiful puko, which we very much like, with a handle that you requested yourself, which was partly wood, partly leather. Yeah. In a super steel, which, okay, this I think this was or the M4 or the ATC or V2.
Yeah, this is the ATC or V2, but we have a lot of them in super steels.
So, and then all of a sudden you have like this classic bushcrafting knife that is insanely good for carving in a super steel, and you kind of reached your end stadium.
Yeah, but you know, and this was also a thing, Mikkie, that with the Melanica, and also especially with, maybe that's one step ahead, but with the Loku, we found that the simple handles could also work really, really well.
You don't always need the Bark River Coke bottle shape.
Exactly. Like these are, and that's where we fell in love with these very traditional knives, is the sheer simplicity that they have.
Yeah.
Yet
the mirror.
The mirror or the sheer simplicity.
Yeah.
And how effective they are, it was just, you know, it surprised us. It catched us off guard.
Yeah. Cool.
And it's the same with the Loki. It's like, it's such a simple handle. It's such a simple design, yet it's so incredibly functional, and it completely kind of blew me away. Especially with the Loku being D2, which I always consider to be a crap steel.
Yeah.
But that brought me back to like basic steels. Like if D2 can be heat treated this well, it can be an amazing knife. And I thought like every D2 steel knife is gonna be crap. And this knife proved me wrong. We are giving away a Falcon Even F1 Pro thanks to DBK. A Falcon Even A1 Pro thanks to DBK. A Bark River Bravo 1 thanks to Blade HQ. A TRC M1 SL thanks to Knives and Tools. 2 times the BPS Bushmade 2.0 thanks to BPS and DBK. 2 times the Tools for Gents Bullet thanks to Tools for Gents. 2 times the With Armor Ripper thanks to With Armor. And 2 times a Messerfieber Otterkrale mit vielen Dank zo Messerfieber. That's 12 knives, Mikkie.
I think this knife was a really big turning point in our channel.
It was.
Because suddenly
it threw us back to earth.
Yeah. Because all the people, all you people were commenting, yeah, but this and that steel, you don't need super steels, and it can also do this and that. And all of a sudden we experienced that, indeed, heat treatment is just as important, and maybe, probably most certainly more important than the steel used in itself. Because we found out, because we also used CPM3V steels, which are super steels, that had worse performance than these more old-fashioned ingot steels. And I think that's a very important lesson for people to know, that don't just buy a knife on what it says on the packaging, and that it says that it has a super steel, but buy a knife also on experience of other people.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's really important, because
keep it going.
Because what we are able to do thanks to the channel is get so many knives and get so much experience from different knives ourselves. It's not something that everybody can do.
No.
So you gotta watch like a lot of videos and know what you like, and then try to find a knife that fits that image.
And now we already have a few knives at the table. Wait, why aren't they on DBK stands?
Oh my god. Completely forgot.
Have you got DBK stands here? I'll just snap my finger. I'm gonna say, let's carve the ultimate knife, Martin. Let's start with the steel. Like what steels do we love most?
Yeah, I mean, we still are suckers for super steels, right?
Yeah. It's like the ultimate steels. Like if you could carve the ultimate knife.
Like carbon steels like CPM3V, CPM Crewwear.
Yeah, so we're not going for stainless. Going for semi-stainless.
Yeah, it's all like at that point where it's almost stainless.
Magna cut.
Magna cut, it's nice, but I do prefer like Crewwear, because it has just, you know, the toughness of Crewwear or CPM3V. Like on paper, it has less edge retention, right?
Yeah.
But then in real world use, where you sometimes hit like a sand particle or a piece of stone, or the toughness of CPM3V just helps keeping a longer edge.
Really holds up.
Yeah.
So are we going to say Crewwear then?
Yeah, let's go Crewwear.
So steel, Crewwear.
Yeah.
Handle, because I really like leather. I mean, it is not always a choice, because you need something like a Falcon Even.
This is what you love, right?
Falcon Even NL5. Oh my god, you also took out like €1,600 version.
Carry X, yeah.
I mean, just look at this handle.
Yeah.
I mean, this is also
like
a reason why you need a lot of knives, because if you don't have this knife, you always need this.
Yeah, this
in
is
your collection.
this is the treasure knife.
Yours looks really good as well, but I like a handle like this,
Yeah.
which would be indestructible, which is not possible to make, but
Yeah.
that would be my dream. I mean, just a leather handle,
Yeah.
and otherwise maybe wood. But if for indestructibleness, you're going for a micarta.
Yeah. Yeah. Or even G10, but
So I'm gonna say leather, like this.
Yeah.
It's really compact. G10 or micarta.
yeah. But then I think if I would take the middle ground, like aesthetics and strength,
Yeah.
you get to the micarta, because G10 aesthetically not that pleasing. Micarta is.
Wood, I like wood,
I love wood.
but wood is too.
It can shrink. It can even chip if it's a hardwood. You know, you gotta take care of it.
Yeah, wood is very vulnerable.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is beautiful, but it will always hold you back from using it real hard.
Yeah.
Micarta is more functional, and leather I find more beautiful.
Yeah.
So then for the functionality we have a winner, and for the aesthetics we have a winner. So
Yeah.
then wood kind of falls out of the question.
Yeah.
Because it is too vulnerable. It is very pretty, but
Yeah. So micarta is just the good in between.
yeah. And otherwise leather.
Yeah.
Then the size. Yeah, I'm just gonna say here right off the bat, you need at least 2 knives.
Yeah.
Like if you only need one, go for a smaller one.
Yeah.
I know they say a big knife can do everything a small knife can, but a small knife cannot do everything a big knife can. But I don't agree with that, Martin. Do you?
It holds true to a certain amount. Like but it just struggles.
Okay, but
It's
can
just
a
annoying.
big, and it is also not true, because can a big knife carve easily and well?
No.
So then a
It's
big
like the
knife
same
cannot
as-
do everything a small knife can.
No, it's like the same as yeah, you can split you can cut a tree in half with a Melanica, but it's gonna take a lot of time, right?
Yeah. So I'm gonna say take a small knife, because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And you can take it with you with camping, and it is
What would you say
very
is the
light.
perfect size?
You know what? I'm gonna say that the NL5 is a perfect size, because it's a little bigger than the than the Melanica. So, but
Yeah.
it's kind of like an overall knife, and
For a long time, we've just always went for knives this size, because they are big enough to split wood with that you would use for your fire.
yeah,
It's small enough to be nimble and carve.
yeah.
It's-
And if you wanna hunt with a knife, if you're into that, you can also still use it very easily.
Exactly.
It doesn't scare people. Everybody knows what that knife is used for,
Yeah,
and
almost everybody.
yeah. But when you go out camping, and already with a knife like this, yeah, it doesn't look aggressive, but it is kind of like it does draw more attention.
Yeah, it does.
And not everybody in the world lives in America, you know.
No.
So I'm gonna say the size. Well, how long is it? How big is this knife? Like 20 centimeters or something?
Yeah,
I think 22 centimeters, something like that by heart. It's
Yeah.
showing the screen, but I love that the most. So okay, then the geometry of the steel.
Let's start with crossing some things off the list, because for me, in outdoor use, bushcraft, survival, like a true flat grind,
Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of purposes that I like this for. Like it is really slicey. It is amazing as your camp kitchen knife.
Yeah.
But for wood splitting, for making
brittle,
curls, for carving, it will never be my favorite. So that goes off the list.
A V-edge.
V-edge, it's the same. Like on a flat grind, you actually almost always need a V-edge.
Yeah.
The V-edge, people always ask us like, why do you dislike a V-edge so much? Because I understand why manufacturers put V-edges on, because it's easier to put on, and it's a sturdy grind, so not a lot of people are gonna damage it.
Yeah,
that
so
easy.
it saves costs and it makes a knife very sturdy. But
But
what does it make a knife good at?
yeah, exactly. Like a V-edge, it's like it creates secondary shoulders. Like it creates extra shoulders on the knife. So everything you're cutting with the knife, the shoulders are gonna have extra friction with.
Yeah.
So it's gonna prevent you from cutting nicely. It's not gonna help you with splitting wood.
The only reason I would say to have a VH on a knife is with a big chopper.
Yeah.
Which you genuinely use as a chopper.
Yeah, like you can put a V-edge on a knife that needs to be very sturdy. Like it's not really, cutting is not gonna be the primary action for the knife.
No. And then the geometry of the handle. Oh wait, sorry, we're not done with the steel. So
Like,
that, it kind of leaves us with a true Scandi and a convex.
Yeah, and Mikkie, I love Scandi for carving. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I love convex for making feather sticks, splitting wood, even hunting.
Yeah.
But if you fuse them together, if you fuse these two grinds together, you get the Scandivex. And
to like be really strict for this video, I'm gonna vote for a true Scandi, like this. You know why? Because if you don't need that extreme sturdiness,
yeah,
and you just want control and to have like a very easy time with carving, why not just go for a true Scandi? I mean, it hasn't been king of the grinds like forever, and I mean a Scandivex is kind of like cheating, because if you hand sharpen a Scandi grind on waterstones, you're getting a Scandivex factually, but yeah, that is a Scandi. Because they weren't like in the old ages when the Scandinavians were making the Scandi grind, they weren't saying, oh, it's a Scandivex. They did this is a Scandi grind.
I agree, but I also disagree. Because I don't think there is a wrong or a right between these two choices. Obviously. But for my personal taste, and this is where it just gets personal, right? Yeah. Like for myself, I would pick a convex, because the things that I do are generally, I don't carve a lot. Like you are more like a carving guy.
Yeah.
You cannot stop carving. You're carving all day. But I really enjoy splitting wood, and just when you're slicing food or whatever, just because of the convex, it just like peels away. Yeah. I just really enjoy that feeling of a convex. So I would personally go for the convex if I could only have one knife.
Okay, so it's a convex or a Scandi, and then like the handle geometry, there's also not really a right or wrong answer, but I'm just gonna say that keep it simple and keep it subtle.
I think for handles, this is the most personal thing on a knife. Like if we test a knife and the handle sucks, that handle might be great for somebody else.
Yeah, and I mean just your hand size alone could make such a big difference. But I would say that one unanimous feature on any knife holds up, and that is subtleness. And that is because you don't want sharp corners on any knife.
Yeah.
And that is with the Falknevens, they do tend to not be subtle. They have kind of like sharp corners, and it is comfortable. I mean,
we love them.
Yeah, I mean, we love them, but is it the most comfortable knife? No, certainly not.
But it's also, again here, it also gets a little bit personal, because you've had like hotspots with Falknevens, which I haven't had.
Yeah.
Like I feel what you mean, but I haven't had the hotspots.
But for me, like this Falkneven would be even more perfect for you also.
Yeah.
Is if this handle would be slightly more rounder. It's not necessary.
No.
It is. It already is comfortable. It's not necessary. But if it would be slightly more rounded, it would be more comfortable.
Yeah. But I will also say that handle ergonomics might be my #1 most important feature on a knife.
Yeah.
Because it's just that simple. If the knife doesn't hold well, if it isn't comfortable, you're not going to use the knife.
Yeah.
Like if you need to use it in a survival situation, but you're not gonna carry a knife for fun if it aches your hand.
Yeah. So for all the people watching, our perfect knife, which isn't necessarily our DBK knife, because that was the perfect. But and don't be afraid that we're making that we're advertising our own knife, because we don't even sell it anymore, and it is only a question if we will ever sell it again. It's all up to TRC if they ever still want to make this knife.
The knife, we always dreamt of designing a knife ourselves, and by having all the experiences from all the different knives that we had and combining it into one, this was like you always have to give up on some things.
Yeah. And if we would want to make our ultimate dream knife, it would be twice as expensive. How about that?
Exactly. But this is like, it is like the best features of all worlds combined into one knife.
Yeah.
In our taste.
Yeah.
Our
Have two knives.
yeah.
One, which is like, in my opinion, the perfect size, a smaller knife.
Yeah.
You could go even smaller than this.
Yeah.
Especially for wood carving. But make sure it's very sharp. Make sure it has a Scandi grind, or if it has a convex grind, make sure it has like a really nice convex, like the Falkneven convexes, which are not very thick and very big. Or maybe a bark rivet that can still carve really well.
And I think this is funny because especially the Nordic cultures, they knew this very early on, like leuku meaning big knife, Kuko meaning small knife, and they were often carried together.
Yeah, so and
like
I'm saying that still holds up, and just please make sure that your small knife and if it's your only knife, that is not the knife with a V-edge. I think that is so important. That is so important. So make sure it's beautiful, because that's why you're gonna want to use it.
Yeah.
And then you only need one small knife.
If you would like increase the amount of knives, like you would maybe want a very cheap knife that you would use for shit stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
a knife that can damage.
Yeah.
Then, if you want to increase on that, you might want to have one treasure knife that you like the NL5 or whatever, or a knife that is more expensive that will be in the glass in the glass box for most of its life, but you take out for your very special occasions. And you know, you can keep on making reasons why you would need another knife. Yeah. But I think the sweet spot is, or the minimum is, 2 knives.
So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. And we'll be just keeping on testing knives until you know which knife to buy. And basically that is what we're doing.
And if you have one that you would like to see on this channel, just throw it in the comments and we'll check them out.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. See you every Thursday 1 p.m. PDT, and like, subscribe and comment if you want. And see you next week.
Check
Later.
out